Mr. Hemingway, and I've been selected for a master's ceremony for tonight's gala event. I would like to talk about the guests of honors here, the Calonders. I was first introduced to the Calonders a couple of years ago, and I was sure I had misheard the name. Colander. I've heard of masons and carpenters, smiths. All virile names, the Calonders. It was the Calonders, and possibly in Switzerland, colander is a very virile trade. One of the first people I met in Moscow was Sammy. Now, unfortunately, he was introduced to me by Richard Dean after lunch, and Richard has a habit of slurring a lot after lunch. Well, they said his name was Francisco. Well, I took 2 years of Spanish. I know Miguel is a first name, and Mike Mears was here at the time, so I figured he screwed up the bloody book. So it was really Miguel San Francisco. I adopted the position of calling him Sammy and Fran San Miguel.
Those two couples, they are moving, and one couple is going to England, and the other is going to Switzerland. So, in my own name, I would like to invite all of you to come and visit them anytime. You don't have to call. Just go there and stay for as long as you want. They'll be delighted. About a year and a half ago, I think the Calonders were invited to go to Italy. Rome, pizza, Pavarotti, clothes, food. Edith said, no, I want to stay in Moscow. And they did. She's a very strong woman. Very, very strong woman. She usually gets what she wants. Let's see, what else I have to say about her? The airport. The airport is not going to be the same. Well, since you're leaving, I have a little medal for you here. It's not Swissair, it's Aeroflot. You have to use it all the time. That's it.
Great.
Okay?
Yes.
Fire you.
Okay, now about Fran. Fran is an artist. It's another heroine of Moscow. You know that Franny lived for 3 years in Moscow without a dishwasher? Nobody knows that. The only way you can find out that for 3 years she did not have a dishwasher is by looking at Sammy's hands. So, bon voyage. And you also get a medal, sports, for being a good sport.
Richard Alien, that's E-O-N, Moss.
I want to concentrate my remarks more on Felix and Edith. Well, he and this buddy of his, an engineer, they went to a store, and what happened, it happens everywhere, they had to buy toilet paper. They didn't have a lot of money, they were on kind of a tight budget. So to make a long story short, by the end of this transaction, they wind up buying generic toilet paper, 4 rolls, 89 cents, right? No name, you just take it, you go home, right? So a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, they had to come back to the store, and Felix's buddy comes in and he says, to the shopkeeper, he says, I have a name for that toilet paper. John Wayne toilet paper. The shopkeeper becomes suddenly interested, he can't understand. He says, why is that? He says, because it's rough, and it's tough, and it takes no shit. But on the good side. There's nothing written here.
Fran, as you go away with Sammy, hand in hand, from us to a mysterious land, fraught with trolleys, bobbies, lords and ladies, delightful tramps in every corner of Harrods, a jolly trial for any marriage. Think of us, your dear friends left behind. No tears now, never mind. Just miss us a bit and drop us a line, and all of you come back and see us any old time. And I have something here I might call the Golden Egg Award. So I have to figure out which one is which here. And you get another Brave Award pin.
Thank you.
Add that to your collection. Thank you.
You know, Nancy, I think Franny is really looking forward to the change. She's been here just too long.
How can you tell, John?
Well, at the last dinner party, she actually gulped down a glass of wine and interrupted Sammy in mid-saga.
Anyway, how can I say anything bad about Sammy and Fran? I mean, I was here for my friend Rich Dean, who's not actually here. When he was here all by himself, I mean, Sammy and Fran took him in, and then his wife wasn't there, and of course his wife arrived and left again. And they took me in again, and we just celebrated they did, the 3rd anniversary of the opening of that law office. It's stunning to me that anybody would have a law office here when everybody knows law doesn't really matter much, at least not to me. So, anyway, my friends, Sam and Franny, this actually is where's Kent Irwin?
Yes.
Stand up, Kent. I mean, last year when I was here, I was the best dressed guy. But look at Kent. Isn't that great?
The gas max, perfect match.
Yeah, anyway, here's what I thought I probably should do. Because, the guy from Kodak didn't give me a present to give anybody. It's been 4 years, and I shudder to tell you what the sources of revenue are for McDermott. 4 years of work in the Soviet Union.
Well, we've had fun, though.
But of course, we know that. So, anyway, with that, I'm going to conclude here.
Since today is Soviet Army Day, it's sort of heroes of the Soviet Union. I took a trip with Sammy not too long ago. I refuse to give up. Everybody will have to put on these damn things. I won't. All right. Well, anyway, I was saying something about hero and heroes of the Soviet Union. And I have to say, Sammy's driver sort of treated Sammy with the kind of gentility and deference that I thought really only comes to heroes of the Soviet Union. I mean, I've never been taken by the driver practically all the way out to the airplane and met again. I think it was a marvelous show, and I think, Sammy, it was a credit to the respect you're held in your organization. I recognize that Sammy, whose career stretches on the one hand from Veracruz, Mexico, to Moscow, USSR, is it? All right, yeah.
For the time being.
For the time being. I think is really knows also, the folkways, as I noticed, the way you get things done in Mexico is a lot of ways the way you get things done around here.
Hard currency.
That's right. Hard currency. I mean, it really does wonders. Anyway, all I want to say is that even though you are deserting us, you will still be heroes and heroines to us. All right. No, this is not the end. Two heroine of the Soviet Union medals to the ladies of the evening. What did I say? Anyway, congratulations.
We're almost to the end. I do have two telexes that came in here. The first one is to Edith Colander. We are pleased to hear you are moving back to Geneva, and doubly pleased to hear when we heard that your husband will be traveling frequently. Look forward to seeing you in the debriefing room, in quotes. This is from the captain and flight deck crew of Flight 166, Geneva to Tokyo. The telex is to Sandy, says to Sandy, from Buddy Romer, Governor of Louisiana. Good luck on your move to London. I know you and Jiggy is what Sandy calls Bush, you know. Jiggy and Ronnie are very proud of the work you've done in Moscow. We all recognize the courage it took to admit you're not only a capitalist, but a Republican capitalist. On a personal note, thank you for showing me the light. Hope I live up to your expectations, Buddy. We have one last presentation to give to the folks. Between our shopping in Moscow and our parties in Moscow, we usually either half in the bag all of the time or all in the bag half of the time. So we have awarding the two I'd like to thank all of the speakers tonight for helping participate. Not Mr. Fisher, but all the others.
I know she's the oh yes. Thank you.
Let's play now. Let's go now. Let's play in New Orleans. That city, it's pretty. It's the reaching.